in the blue. We'll get our second series of day number 1 going here. The Rocket League World Championships for the Season 8. Onto the edge, AXB loses a challenge. Typical off the back wall. Get it away from his goal. Arsenal slows this one down, looks for a trap, but Walcott falls on it. Now AXB loses to Spino. She's got this one into the box with that bright green Dominus. Car you will not easily miss on the field. Typical traps it. Looks for the flick over one. Gets bumped by Walcott, though, and manages to actually come back into it. Walcott demolishes it this time. He's like, you haven't given up yet? Here you go. Let me just make you respawn here for just a moment. It's Arsenal onto the wall here. AXB looking for a bump on the goalie, but Leduc's able to get over the top of it and get back out and extend this one into the midfield. Transition his team onto offense for just a moment. It's Arsenal on that back wall. Play this one down. Pass the lead player. Now the pass inward. Typical shot on a screamer to the far side, but it's just wide.
Going for the picture-perfect placement. AXB a little stop and go to get the ball on the hood, and a shot towards net saved by Spydoge. And a couple of nice parry riposts from both teams, and an open net for AXB, and it will be Space Station Gaming on the board first.
We talk a lot about Arsenal, we talk a lot about Sipical as the North American MVP, but AXB has been just as critical a part of this roster, and oftentimes the goal he's scoring, they're goals that have been set up for him by their teammates, just like that one. All the hard work was done, just had to hit it in, but hey, they talked about on the desk, they're the 95% team, the team that falls apart at shooting. The fact that they're all shooting pretty well this season has been the difference maker.
And you're absolutely right in terms of what AXB brings up, but Arsenal catches one from Sipical, blast one into the top right.
Absolute gunfire. This thing was a rocket, 116 kilometers per hour, straight in upper 90. Oh my goodness, 2-0 for Space Station. You can see it smiles all around from them. Chrome's happy with what his boys are doing.
Talk about getting over the nerves quick. You got AXP a goal, Sipical a goal and an assist, Arsenal with a goal. Everybody getting a little piece of the pie.
Yeah, the only player that hasn't scored on their team is the MVP, which has got to feel pretty good. Some demos all around here to open up some space. Slow things down for just a moment, but Arsenal's already back to work in the midfield. One heavy flick gets over the top of one, blocked by Spydoge. He's got out to Walcott. That's 2 players up on offense now. Can the counterattack come through? The defense from Sipical will hold. He'll be able to get this one out by himself. Demos rain galore here. So Arsenal looked for a solo play. AXB in on another one as Walcott also sent to the nether realm for just a few seconds. AXB tries to beat Spydoge. This one drops down. Arsenal's got onto the backboard, and this one will outdistance any of his teammates. Leduc just tries to keep the pace on it to get the transition quickly, but Spydoge and Walcott a double commit in the midfield. The team already definitely feeling the pressure and not quite coordinating where they want to be when transitioning from defense to offense.
Well, it's curious. It was either a double commit or it could have been a pinch attempt, and either if it's a pinch attempt, it could have been certainly dangerous. I mean, saw a couple of strong shots occur in that way throughout the course of the season. But still, the ball spending a lot of time stuck in the corner of the Canberra Havoc's half. And again, AXB doesn't even think about where he puts it. He just poked it up there and said, let's go challenge.
They got a 2-goal lead, and they've been winning most of their challenges. Why not just force some more of them? This one bounces off the ceiling. Nearly saw Arsenal with another goal. AXB the back pass to Sipical. Walcott in for the shot, but AXB will just glance it off of his side, and Arsenal's airborne for it. Spent most of his boost just to get this first touch. Spydoge will have the read. Sipical's got to play some defense here. And AXB, what a fortunate spawn. Leduc here onto the backboard once more. Sipical now. Just a loft downfield. He punts to enemy territory. Happy to give them back ball control, as so far getting it back has not been a problem. Walcott now with the play over AXB. Sipical needs to play some defense, and he'll get it away. The follow-up from Spydoge demolished. Walcott also demolished.
Oh, and the Duck win.
2 player. That means the defense is pretty strong here. Leduc, I think that's the right play. When he has 2 teammates spawning in behind him, you got to give them space to make the rotation clear. It worked out for him, but 1:25 left to go here in game number 1. It's still no goals. Canberra.
1-on-1, Arsenal towards the wall, little flip and spin. Leduc needs to get this out, but still able to poke it off into safety. Here's AXB trying to size up the defense, and Walcott will catch a piece of it. The Canberra Havoc have just not been able to get the offense started here. They said they're a defensive team, and right now it's looking like Gibbs was bang on right. That is exactly what Space Station want, as that one goes under the nose of a shot taker. And Canberra Havoc again, bomb of a clear, try and chase it down. Space Station eat it up and throw it into the corner.
Walcott onto the wall. Arsenal through one, looks to block Leduc's save, but keeps it underneath the inbound offense. Spacestation a miss in net. This one just loose. Walcott will be the first one to it. 35 seconds left, down by 2. It's not impossible, especially if Canberra can score an easy one here. Maybe the pinch is another thing they could go for again. So that's one of the fastest ways you can score a goal. Typical through one. Down the midfield, Spacestation looking for Walcott on the edge. It's not going to work out. 15 seconds left. This game has just been all Sipical and company the entire time. Their defense has been completely perfect. Very few mistakes, and the few that have been easily cleaned up on the goal line. 4 seconds left. Walcott's up for it, but a nice soft touch won't do him any good. The ball will hit the ground. Spacestation take a clean, simple game number 1.
Actually, Canberra had a pretty decent push there at the end. They locked up 2 players on defense. They had them stuck up against the wall and were bumping him out of position. It was just all on the shooter to see if he could get that one with enough power before they recover it. Unfortunately, not to be. So the end of the game showing perhaps a little bit of promise for Canberra going into game 2, but man, you were talking about AXB and what he brings to that team. Sipical and Arsenal scoring the ball here, but
yeah, but man, the stats department for Canberra in game number 1, 2 saves and 4 shots for Spacestation, 1 shot for Walcott, and a donut shop for Leduc here. That's more of their stats have zeros than don't have zeros, which is never what you want to see. They definitely want to find a way to get on the offense and just get something going. Any goal could really help. Just get, and again, we talked about it at the beginning, getting over the nerves, getting past that first, like, okay, it's the same game, same controller, same sort of monitor I play on at home. I can do this. It's just a different country, different environment, different people watching.
It's just different everything.
Everything else is different, but the actual core of what you're doing is the same. And the moment you can kind of get back to that same headspace, it seems like Spacestation's gotten there. Canberra's going to have to catch up pretty quickly here.
Oh, yeah. Perfect start for Spacestation Gaming as far as you're concerned. And it is going to be, how do you break past that midfield line? Because it really was, they got 2 early goals, and then the rest of the game, they just punched it into the corner and let AXB and Arsenal go and challenge the ball. And unfortunately, those mechanics from Spacestation not able to slip the ball past a defender and get the offense going. So how did Canberra Havoc bring the ball down, gain control, and force Spacestation Gaming to give them a little bit of space to work with?
AXB on the first kickoff of game number 2. Started aggressive. Player of a 1 trying to put it underneath Spacestation, but he'll hit that correct block position.
There we go.
We'll block everything, and now pass to Walcott. AXB out. Arsenal's got Spacestation beat. That one could drop, but Spacestation will keep it up against the crossbar and away from his goal before being demolished for his efforts. Now AXB through the air, over the top of Walcott, looks for this, is dangerous, the guillotine drops and Arsenal scores. Spacestation up by 1.
Beautiful touch from AXB, touch to yourself, read the defender, go over him, and as you say, the guillotine falls. Arsenal will put it into the net, and Spacestation Gaming starting off well in game 2 is also.
Spacestation have been unstopped so far. Lead continues here into this game. Sipical looks, nearly dunks it in. This one's dangerous, but Leduc will get it away. And AXB now on the back line has to play clean here. So you know Canberra's going to be breathing down their necks. They try to force it through the air. Now Leduc in, his shot a bit high. Definitely a decent scoring opportunity, but his positioning was going to make it difficult. And a bit of a pinch setup here to Arsenal. They'll try to just push this bulldoze through Spacestation in the air, but it's not going to work out just yet. AXB looking for a second setup. Leduc's got this one away. Sipical in and underneath. Will take it to the corner. And now he'll be looking for AXB in the midfield. Walcott's got other ideas.
Never good when you're forced to hit the brakes stuck on the wall like that. But Canberra Havoc trying to just battle for possession. Arsenal with a great fake to go under 1. And again, it's just getting jammed in this corner. And another long clear from Leduc, uncontested. That's one you got to take care of. Get that ball to space, try and bring it down. Something other than right at Spacestation.
Spacestation will play to the corner. He'll look for a pass down. A nice setup, but couldn't quite get it all the way to the box to his teammates. A little bit of space given by Spacestation as Canberra is starting to get a little bit more control on offense here. So there hasn't been that immediate clear with no response and complete confusion from Spacestation.
Nice.
Walcott will punish. What was that?
Walcott, ace shooting here from the corner. AXB and Arsenal are kind of just flopping around, trying to figure out how to hit it. And then sitting on the goal line, they're like, are you kidding? None of you are going to touch it? Typical. to be fair, cannot stop what was essentially a perfect bit of shooting from Walcott.
Walcott the defense completely collapsed, but what was presented for Walcott to shoot was not easy. Absolutely difficult shot. He nailed it. That's a tie game and an important first goal for Canberra.
A Rocket League ball-sized window. Yeah, and he aced it.
Oh, AXB onto the backboard. The drop comes through again, but this time the defense got it. And Arsenal will look for another one. 2:45 on the clock in a tie game. Arsenal looks to play this by himself, but he's out of boost. The best he can do is get a setup. He's going to AXB off the backboard. No one's home. Good typical find it. Nearly did, but Spacestation careens in from the corner and makes things difficult. Now, here at halftime, Spacestation in his corner. AXB is of the loft, but this one kind of went behind him. He's going to look for a pass across, but Leduc's definitely there first, but he misses contact. You can't really blame Spacestation for expecting that one to be blocked and not really going for a clean shot.
Well, it's funny. I actually think it was Canberra who expected Spacestation to be on it a lot quicker. So I think they kind of just let him jump by because they saw he was going to miss.
Everybody counter-reading a little bit too much as they get another one. This waterfall-style play from Spacestation paying off dividends.
They're definitely picking on it, no doubt. An empty backboard. Typical again goes for that top corner drop shot, and AXB will eat it up.
2:05. Spacestation again with the lead. They won game one. Canberra Havoc would love to bounce back here. They've got to find some more offense. They've only gotten one goal to their name so far. AXB into the corner. No one's there to touch it. Arsenal's up to block the first defender. And here comes Typical. This shot looking dangerous. Looking for the double tap on the far side. Just couldn't quite get it. He had the defense beat, but just couldn't get the placement perfect. Arsenal demolishing the midfield. Might open up a little bit of space here, but AXB's just keeping this pressure on. He'll even get the boost steal on his way out. Now Arsenal back in. Off the respawn. Typical onto the backboard. Arsenal looks for the drop in. Oh my goodness, what a pass. And Typical puts in a third one.
Oh, what a touch. Walcott wins the challenge, but woe betide you for Arsenal is above again. And he drops it down for Typical.
Oh, that was pretty. That's the best goal of the day so far, and Spacestation will take a 2-goal lead with a minute and a half left to go. We had one sweep already today, and we're quite a ways away from another one, but this start has been so strong from Spacestation.
It's been a bit of a wash-repeat of game one if you're Spacestation Gaming. Canberra Havoc have broken out and got one excellent goal, but an open net. AXB beats the man coming out of the midfield and make it 4-1.
I love this challenge from Arsenal as well. Like, as a defender, you're like, what are you doing, Arsenal? And it's just enough confusion for AXB shot to make it through. Spino's just going for AXB, but still, they're looking for communication. They're looking for the mix-up. And Spacestation now up by 3.
Cruising here in game two. And, I mean, let's go back to what we were talking about in game one. You were talking about AXB a little bit and what he brings to that Spacestation team. AXB really is that front man. He used to be the guy who sat in Typical's position, the cleanup crew, and they swapped it all around. They let AXB take the role in front and just be an absolute nuisance of a player, and let Typical be that strong put-away player. And after they made that change, Spacestation Gaming absolutely started lighting the scoreboard up.
They are a team that has absolutely clicked. Spido's looking for the air dribbles. The player we've been told to watch out for has been more or less silent the entire game. And it's not because of anything I think that he's doing wrong. As Arsenal gets the dunk of a century, 5-1 for Spacestation. And yeah, Spidos just cannot seem to deal with what Spacestation's thrown at him.
Walcott missed the boost.
Jeez.
And he just realized it and said, well, I have no momentum. Just try and get in his face. And unfortunately, Arsenal, excuse me, with the perfect bit of car above the ball, just slaps it straight into the net.
Those ones feel so bad. You know he had you red, and you still make the same play. Typical looking for a 6th goal. AXB now on the back pass. Canberra, can they get another one here? The Canberra will put that one in. Leduc will get one on the board, and that's nice. Just break up some momentum. Get a little bit of confidence back on their side. But you know when the game gets this far out of hand, it starts to feel like, are they even trying, you know?
That was definitely Spacestation having a little bit too much faith there in AXB. Yeah. He got that little backflip touch to beat the guy. And the guy who was supposed to be defending the net pushed forward thinking he was going to be able to go and make a follow-up touch. And Leduc just absolutely made him pay for it.
AXB and Arsenal rocking the gold anodized cars. Like these are the medals we're going to win this season. They got the full gold cars there. They are feeling hot as they take a 2-game lead here for Canberra. The Havoc maybe needed. I would look to their namesake a little bit more. They have been demoing a lot, but still, I feel like they have to change something here. Something has to be different in Game 3, or else we're just going to see another sweep on the day. Was this the pass play?
Yeah,
this is insane.
Oof. I mean, you can see Spido sitting there on the line. He's like, wait, why is that ball coming down right there? Because he's actually positioned to get this bounce as it goes past Arsenal. And unfortunately, it cuts a little down early, and that's all she wrote.
I don't know which is more deadly for Canberra's hopes in this match. The fact that they scored that goal or the laughs and smiles that followed from Space Station. They are so confident right now.
It is absolutely the laughs and smiles. I mean, you start making plays like that, and it is instant morale. Any team who scores a shot like that, those are goals that, you know, keep the momentum going and you destroy them in Game 3, or those are the types of goals that if you're losing, turn everything around, because everyone goes, let's go, and it's just an amazing tone shift potentially.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Can Canberra dig deep and find something different? Can Spidos get his solo plays going or help carry his team? Or is it somebody else? Can Leduc or Walcott really come alive? I've been very impressed with Walcott's play.
Yeah, he's been doing all right. That shot that he scored was just phenomenal out of that left corner there to try and get something started in Game 2. But here in Game 3, if you're looking for what to stop on Space Station, that backboard defense needs to improve, but they missed the touch across, and Arsenal takes 5 seconds, and he's into the back of the net.
I didn't think this was going to go in when AXB missed his shot, but they got a second attempt at this kickoff goal, and Arsenal will make it count. 5 seconds into the game, like you said, that momentum, that train just keeps on rolling. So they win a second kickoff here. Sipical with a full tank from the back corner boost. Leduc will try to get a block. Sipical looks for a pass at kind of a crazy angle. They're feeling good. A second one goes in. AXB just absolutely hammering them. And this is a disastrous start for Canberra.
Another small window shot. AXB, he's only got the top left corner. That's the only place that can go. And he nails it.
I feel like every player on this team could have possibly had a title or run an MVP for this season.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone playing so well. AXB up onto the wall now. Tries to fall on it. Keeps this one a little bit off to the side. Doesn't immediately concede ball control. Nice pass for Spidos, but AXB comes in from the edge. Just had it read before the rest of the Havoc roster. Nice setup. Sipical's like, thank you very much. I'll take over now. Done your job, sir. There's a pass inwards. They nearly get a shot opportunity. Arsenal just a little bit behind them.
That's how good the challenges are from Space Station. Not even Space Station's expecting to win them.
We're quite there. Sipical with an excellent cleanup on the other end. It's been all Space Station for the first minute here, as they've already gotten 2 goals in Game 3.
And Arsenal just running a little bit of a delay game here. He knows that pass had potential to break Canberra out. And they get them a little bit jumpy on the defensive side for Canberra. Havoc, and AXB is making Leduc think twice.
What is this creativity? Okay, Walcott gets the block. That looked like it was a guaranteed goal to me, so excellent defense. Canberra's got to get the offense scoring, and Spidos loses that one on the backboard. Arsenal thinks about the pass. He's got too many options. Walcott and Leduc both gamed, and Arsenal gets it off the crossbar. Stands up, pops off. He's feeling good. They're looking for the sweep.
I mean, Walcott was thinking, Arsenal, what are you going to do? And then Walcott just kept driving to the right, and Arsenal says, you're going to drive that far? All right, I'm going to jump, do a little backflip, and tap it in off the crossbar and make you look silly.
If you want to see a game of no fear, get the replay of this game. Just go watch everything Arsenal's done so far. He runs out of boost, and he's like, nope, still going to keep going. I'm going to keep flipping in every direction possible to keep as much momentum as I can. Up by 3 in their first series. This isn't just a great way for Space Station to start against Canberra. This is a great way for them to start at the World Championship. It's going to give them so much confidence moving forward. There's Arsenal trying to advance. AXB up. He's got Sipical in tow.
Here we go.
Walcott now with an opportunity out of the corner. Can he find the absurd angle? His first goal was a crazy one, but not going to get that second shot. Leduc looks for the pass to Spidos, but it's broken up. AXB's in the way. And what a pass on the retreat. Here comes the rest of Canberra. Can they find this shot? It looked like Space Station was going to have another one. This one still actually might be in. They'll get back in time.
And if you're Canberra Havoc, you're not done yet. You're just past halfway. It's definitely doable. You just got to take control of the ball. Typical play, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Space Station just have two play far back and go for the 2-on-1. That one pops off the crossbar.
Not only did he get the save, he flips backwards and immediately gets the clear himself. The stuff that Space Station's doing right now, if you just took their inputs and put it into free play, but yeah, this is a free play session. Immediately gets the clear himself. And it's working.
Double commit on defense. Arsenal just cuts it back across. He knows it's going to be a difficult save for anybody in the net.
Everything, they're just going for the craziest things, and
it's quite unfortunate that Canberra didn't score that goal, because to be fair, it was a great approach and an excellent bit of shooting.
But typical.
Always a great setup, man. And it
pinch. Get it down the field. Spacestation. I feel like the answer right now for Canberra is
the defense.
None of it. What a pinch. It's not going to work. You don't have enough time to score 4 goals in that amount.
Playing normal has netted you an 11-2 score differential, almost 12.
At this point, playing clean and simple is not going to work. How confident he is he's won this game, as he is straight up going for free play goals. Leduc through the air and stopped inputting for a moment. That's how confident he is he's won this. As Arsenal back down. Typical. Trying to take control of Leduc there for now. Last one. Zar caught off the wall. Back to Spacestation. Taken away by Leduc. Bit of an offensive double commit from Canberra.
Look at
one. Wall caught off. The game is yours.
And they're just going to sit here and let this stick and then tap it back into space.
Just burn time off the clock.
Shooting here to say enough of that, Space Station Gaming, we're done.
There's a little bit of, you can't let them continue to be cocky like that. Leduc will...
And play it off the corner, a great bit of...
At all. He was so confident his teammates had. It's a little bit of a pride check.
A much needed one as well.
Arsenal was not expecting that at all. Confident, like they were going to get blasted in whoever they played next. With 42 seconds left, Canberra definitely have was almost too confident, like they were going to. And right now, just getting a little bit more, spending every second you are on that stage is not only a privilege, but it's an insane comeback if they were able to pull it off. Can easily kind of chalk this one up and just have some fun. Canberra needs to be getting all the experience out of the world stage they can. I feel like while Space Station can easily...
One will find its way into the back of the net. AXB will put in the 5th. And Space Station Gaming is looking at a date with later on for them in the lower bracket, as that one...
Looking forward to right now. 7 seconds left. Canberra Havoc. They're already thinking about what's coming up. Solid. That's a match I am definitely looking forward to. Back to the corner. Walcott will try to keep it alive. Maybe look to respect the #1 rule, but it won't happen. Space Station take it. 2 sweeps on. Typical over the top of 1. Back to the corner.
About an opening performance.
Yeah.
If you're Space Station Gaming, that's a way to come out here.
Dominant regions have been dominant.
Talk about an opening performance.
Yeah.
If you're Space Station Gaming, that's a
insane play where he carries it onto the back, or he hits it on the backboard and goes for this double tap in angle. It almost hits it, and he just leans back in his chair, and his car starts to roll down the wall because he's just, I mean, he's not even playing Rocket League at that moment. He's just thinking about, like, man, how cool it would have been if I'd hit that shot. He doesn't have to worry about the pressure of the game. That is absolutely a crazy mentality to see from a rookie playing on this stage for the first time.
Coming out here, guns blazing for Space Station Gaming. Good start, but you're going to have a tough one in Reciprocity next. Fruity Farrenshaw set, no joke. And Canberra Havoc, you gave it a good try, but what are you going to do when Space Station Gaming is coming out with the shots off the top corner and the passes and stopping some great approaches. You know that going into your next game, you cannot afford to play that same style of, okay, we need to get the ball somehow. And that's all Canberra Havoc is going to be doing because they're like, okay, we didn't have the ball like at all.
Yeah, I almost feel like the game went too well for Space Station. Like almost to the point that that last goal that the Havoc scored is almost better for Space Station than it was for the Havoc. Like it reminded them, by the way, you're on the world stage and people are taking this very seriously. Stop goofing around so much, right? Like to take that level of cockiness into their next game could spell disaster in game one, right?
Absolutely.
So like to remember this is a stage that brings out the best in everybody, and you're going up against the best in Europe next. This is going to be pretty crazy, but an excellent start. Absolutely excellent start there from Space Station. I'm excited to hear what the desk has to say about it.